So, um, it has been a while since I've done a video related to this. Um, I know that I briefly mentioned this in the comment section of my previous Five Nights at Freddy's game tier list. I will be talking about like a little bit of offhanded changes and like how some of my like opinions have like changed over time and stuff like that. Because when I uploaded that video, that was August 2nd of 2022. This was before we had the Ruin DLC, and this was way before like any other like crazy things were added. So uh, yeah, so obviously, as you can tell here, this tier list looks a lot different than the tier list that was featured in the last video. But I wanted to find a tier list that included all the FNaF games, including Ruin as well. I won't necessarily be ranking Freddy in Space, Curse of Dreadbear, the Fury's Rage thing. Help 1 and 2 hasn't even been released yet, so FNAF Plus, well, that I won't really comment too much about that, but yeah, I'm just gonna go over some things here, just real quick, just a quick touch up on things. First of all, as you may have noticed in the previous video, if I'm showing a picture up on screen right now, but if not, you can just go back and watch the other video. My opinion on Sister Location still remains the same. However, I was looking back on it and I was wondering why I preferred FNAF World over Sister Location. It didn't make any sense at all. So, I changed it. Sorry, I'm cleaning my nose. It has been running all day. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know why I thought FNAF World was better than Sister Location. That's clearly not the case because I prefer Sister Location much over FNAF World. So, yeah. There are still some aspects on Sister Location that I'm still not thrilled about and not too, like, you know, excited about it. I still would have preferred if Baby would have had more of a significant role instead of being hidden away from the player and stuff like that. I feel like if we actually would have like fought against her and like kept her like away or something, I feel like that would have been cool. But yeah, I'm not saying, and I've mentioned this multiple times and everything. These are my personal opinions. If you think that Sister Location belongs up in S tier or higher, that's completely fine. So, yeah. Another thing I wanted to mention because I kind of felt bad about it, and I feel like my words were kind of left a little bit unspoken here. Um, I don't necessarily think that Security Breach is a bad game. Like, I understand that it was like a new thing that everyone was being hyped up for and stuff like that. You know, expectations were set like extremely high, and you know, I still think that like a lot of things could be improved for the base game and stuff like that. And by the time I was recording that video, I had not actually, played Security Breach. I've only seen videos of it and just heard people's passing comments about the game. And I want to say I'm sorry for the way that I treated Security Breach in the previous game. I didn't want to come off as like, you know, I'm trying to like target people who like this game. It's like, you're dumb, I'm right, obey my opinions, not yours. Because honestly, like, I think that Security Breach like is a very unique and interesting game. You know, the characters are all nice and, unique and stuff like that. The gameplay, well, gameplay could be debated at some certain points in time, but this is coming from a fan who has been with the FNAF series since the second game, and with this game being like a proper free roaming game and stuff like that, it was just mind-boggling that we finally made it to this point in time where we have, I've reached a free roam game. Also, I apologize if you hear any background noises. It's fairly late at night though, but whatever. So, yeah, by the time I was playing it, by the time that video was recorded, I had not played it at all. Actually, excuse me 1 second here. Right, sorry about that. By the time that I recorded that video, I had not played the game at all. I was just, again, going off of pure, like, everything that people were saying about it, you know, kind of like on the haha funny, you know, bandwagon that, oh, this game is not very good, you know, haha, that means I have to think it's not good too. I did buy the game, I did play it. I'm still not a fan of Security Breach and the gameplay and stuff like that. I do like the characters. Honestly, maybe at some point in the future I may go through another revisit with the character tier list, whether if I'm with QWERTY or not. That is something I am currently unsure of, but yeah, I don't necessarily think that Security Breach is like the worst game and stuff like that, but yeah, I just feel like everyone's expectations were put way too high. I mean, I know that Steel Wool like tried and did as best as they could and stuff like that, so unfortunately, as much as I hate to say this, Security Breach is still going to be remaining in D tier. And as I said a long time ago, there could still be a lot of ways that Steel Wool could improve the game, and it could probably bump up to probably C or B tier, but unfortunately right now it's just going to stay there. So, yeah. Next is, I'm just going to talk about Ruin. I'm going to be honest, kind of, after playing Security Breach, I've kind of, you know, not delved myself into Security Breach like that much. So I have not played much of Ruin. I have seen lots of footage. I will definitely say that Security Breach Ruin looks very, very good. I think there are probably like small aspects I didn't quite like some of the gameplay mechanics and whatnot. Has a cat in the background, that's great. She's always like that, but it's fun. You probably can't hear it over the quiet music in the background, but whatever. I will say, though, that I much prefer Ruin over base Security Breach. And again, I'm not saying that, you know, I prefer everything in there. Like, all the characters were, like, you know, bad in the original, and now they're much better, you know. Like, it's kind of hard for me to put words into it. I know that I should have came in with the plan of it, but I was, you know, just honestly wanted to quickly mention some stuff that I said about Security Breach. Because obviously I don't know my viewer base that much, but I just hope I didn't upset anyone or, you know, disappoint anyone, because that's not really what I'm trying to, you know, shoot for in life, so. In my honest opinion, I think that Ruin goes up into B tier. Again, I have not played this for myself. I could come out with another, you know, video that talks about my experience with Ruin and stuff like that. So, yeah, I just prefer Ruin over Security Breach. And again, don't necessarily hate Security Breach. There's just a lot of aspects I didn't like about it, which I feel like is a, you know, understandable thing and stuff like that. So, yeah. Alright, well, I feel like not only that, you kind of caught me on this. This video was released because I did watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie not too long ago. Obviously, there will be no spoilers for anything because, you know, I don't want to spoil people because, again, I don't want to upset people or disappoint anybody because, again, not trying to shoot for that. In my personal opinion, I thought the movie was very good. Of course, it's not like the greatest movie of all time. It's not like it like outshines any other horror movies and stuff like that. I, for the most part, have thoroughly enjoyed watching the entire movie from start to finish. And obviously, these are my own opinions. Again, I cannot say much on the FNaF movie because, again, there's probably someone out there who's currently watching this who just hasn't had the chance to watch it either because, they don't have access to their own car, don't have access to their own money, and they rely on, like a parental figure or guardian to take them to the movies and whatnot, or maybe they just don't have an HBO Max account. No, not HBO Max, Peacock. And probably some people out there don't even know what Peacock is. But again, I will not say much on the FNaF movie, this small little section here. This is just my opinion on the movie. I'm still really shocked, though, of how much money the movie has made compared to the, budget that they were provided with for the movie. Say it's awfully surprising of how much they clearly blew up that entire amount. So if we do happen to get a second movie, I will 100% be forward to looking to watch it. But yeah, that's all I can say about the movie. Again, I will not spoiler anything. So yeah. Alright, well, that is just something that I quickly want to talk about. Unfortunately, unless if I somehow change my mind, I probably won't do this. I just want to say Happy Halloween, considering that it's the 30th. By the time I record this, it's almost 2 a.m. here. Happy Halloween. This is now my quote-unquote finally officialized FNaF game tier list. It's right here. I don't need to I don't need to show it on a black background and just oh, here you go, haha, you can't see anything that I'm doing right now. But this is my tier list for the FNaF games. Cordy, if you are somehow watching this video, I might just send this to you after I finish, editing small things about this video. If you want to, not necessarily record your own tier list, if you somehow want to provide an image or something like that, and maybe a notepad or .txt file explaining your changes, you can do that. If you just don't have the time to do that, that is completely fine. Consider that both you and I did the game tier list and stuff like that. Figure that some people might want to know what your opinions are, but yeah. So that is just something I wanted to address real quick. Thank you so much for watching. I am That One Medic, and I am signing out for tonight. Have a good Halloween, make good choices, and stay safe.